Social Security survivor benefits. Now, if you lose a spouse, you're going to have a few different options in how you receive benefits from Social Security. Number one, if you and your spouse were both already taking Social Security income checks, then it's going to be dependent on who had the larger check and who passed away. Basically, though, the smaller of the two checks goes away. So let's say if I had a check for $2,000 a month and my wife Tara had a check for $1,500 a month and she passed away, then I keep my $2,000 retirement benefit and her $15 a month check goes away. So the smaller of the two pretty much leaves. So that's something you need to plan for and account for in case a spouse were to pass away. However, let's say that I died and my check was $2,000 and Tara had the $1,500 per month retirement benefit that she was getting. Well, she's still going to keep her $1,500 retirement benefit, but then she's going to get another $500 survivor benefit to match my $2,000 benefit that I was receiving. So basically, she still loses the equivalent of $1,500, but instead of just having a retirement benefit, she's going to get a combination of her prior $1,500 retirement benefit that she was already getting and a $500 per month survivor benefit since she was the spouse of a deceased beneficiary from Social Security. So that's how the retirement benefits work with Social Security. Now, divorced spouses can also claim benefits on a deceased spouse. So let's say that if you were married for 10 years and you're no longer married to the person and you haven't remarried, then a divorced spouse can qualify for benefits. Now, this doesn't affect your current spouse, your surviving spouse's benefits whatsoever. So it doesn't matter how many divorced spouses you have, it doesn't affect your actual surviving spouse's benefits, but your divorced spouse can claim on that same check. So let's say if the divorced spouse was getting $1,000 a month, and let's say I had a spouse and an ex-spouse, and she was getting $1,000 a month, and I died, but I was getting $2,000. Well, she can also get an extra $1,000 to equal my $2,000 benefit as a divorced spouse that had been married to me for the 10-year minimum. Now, there's a couple things to think about for surviving spouses. Number one, they can start receiving benefits as early as age 60. Now, normally the earliest age that you can get benefits is 62 for retirement benefits, but surviving spouses can get it as early as age 60. Now, considering this is not full retirement age for them, it will be a reduction, and that reduction is probably going to be around 71% of the full retirement amount, primary insurance amount for the normal retirement age. So 71% of benefits is a decent reduction. In addition, if you're still working as a surviving spouse, you may get a second reduction. Now, the thresholds for how much you can work without getting that second reduction, it varies, but it's worth looking into if you're a surviving spouse, looking into taking benefits early, and you're still working, you may get two reductions, one for early, one for also working. Something to think about. If you remarry, there are some complications there. So let's say that if you remarry and you're not age 60 yet, then the survivor benefit basically goes away. So you can't claim survivor benefits if you remarry before age 60. Instead, you're pretty much back on your own retirement benefit and your new spouse's potential spousal benefit calculations, but no surviving benefits from your deceased spouse. If you have turned age 60 before you remarry, then you have the option. So let's say that I lose my spouse and I'm 61 and I decide to remarry. Well, I can still do my survivor benefits whenever I want if that calculation works out the best. I still have the combination of my retirement benefits, and I may have a claim on my new spouse's spousal benefits. So you kind of got an option on which one you choose as long as you're after 60 when you remarry. But those are a few things to think about. There's a few more items in regard to non-spouses. So dependent children or disabled children who were part of the family when someone passed away may be able to get benefits as well. In addition, dependent parents, if you had any parents living with you that were dependent, they may actually be able to get some benefits as well. If you know anyone in this particular situation, be sure to contact the Social Security Administration to get more details, since my lesson basically focuses on the spousal side of survivor benefits. But I hope that helps, and I look forward to sharing more with you in the lessons to come.